what it is? That Victory Talk podcast. I don't know about y'all, but that song gets me hyped, man. I play it every morning. That's how I start my day. It's one of my alarms. Maybe I should put that joint on Spotify for y'all. But enough about me. Let's start the show. Yeah. You know what it is. It's your boy, Big Brandon Carter, the king of ketosis, King Keto, Gymnasium Jesus, Jesus de Gimnasio. And we out here, man. We this is another episode of that Victory Talk podcast. This is episode 145. I used to live on 145th Street, para mi gente. They're like Washington Heights. You know what I'm saying? They used to call me Keto Suave up there. You know what I'm saying? Poppy Negro up in the Heights. D-May. Anyway, we got an exciting show today. There's a lot going on in the world. We're gonna go through Diddy's charges. We're gonna talk about the whole thing. Right? I got the indictment. We're gonna bring it up. We're gonna go through it, and I got some interesting takes on that. Thought that was enough. But then the mayor of my former city, New York, you know what I'm saying? He got indicted. So we're going to see what's up with him, man. He out here acting crazy. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of guys who get indicted, the homie Trump came out with some watches, a whole line of watches today. We're going to go through them, man. I'm going to give you my take. You know, I'm a watch guy. Tell you what I think of those, and I'm gonna talk to y'all about some. I got this formula. I put together this formula, more like an algorithm, for you to know if you should dump your motherfucking girlfriend or wife that bitch up. and we're gonna break it down to math. I'm gonna give you the formula. You can plug it in. You know, plug your bitch's info in here, and then you'll be able to see if she's a keeper or a sweeper. You know what I'm talking about? Before we get into all of that, man, it's a hell of a show. Oh, and we're going to have a break. We're going to talk about the market. The market's going crazy right now. All right. But we're going to talk about a lot today, man. We're going to get into it. I don't want to waste too much time. First, we got to get into our sponsors. All right. What the fuck? Hold up, man. All right. The first sponsor. Hold up, man. Greg sending me shit. All right, hold on. All right, let's get serious. The first sponsor of the show is the newsletter, Big Money Methods. All right, this is the newsletter that shows you methods on how to get big money. All right, link in that description. What you need to do is to click that link, then put your email up in here, right? Then hit subscribe. All right. And then twice a week, you're going to get emailed methods on how to get big money, how to crush fatigue. Come on, man, how to destroy fatigue and maximize productivity. Y'all ever seen me tired? Y'all ever seen me sleepy? Nah, man, because if you tired, you need to be retired. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all daddies is my age. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker fat and sleepy now, right? I'm out here getting it popping, man. This is like my 14th hour of work today. You know what I'm saying? I got more energy than you had all day. Go read the article to find out how. Then the homie Scene talked about how to use micro loans to build up wealth. Yeah, if you got some bread, there's some ways you can loan motherfuckers money, man. You know what I'm saying? Get it popping out here. And then Chris, one of my top salesmen, he wrote, man, how do you run for sustainability, not injury? This ain't Chris. Chris ain't black, but he uses his brother's image as a representation of running. Because if I had a white man running, it wouldn't look this believable. unless of course, what sports do they play where they run? I would have said baseball if this was the 90s, but Dominicans then took over baseball. Latinos them. I would have said soccer, but like I ain't seen David Beckham run a soccer field in a man long. That's pretty much Africans and Latinos. Fuck. I did, man. No. Aaron Rodgers scrambled a little bit. He scrambled a little bit last week or the other day, man. He scrambled a little bit for some extra yardage. All right, we could have had a white man. Hey, white men, y'all can run too. Hey, what running? It's not just for minorities anymore. All right. Anyway, so check out the Big Money Methods, the podcast. All right. I mean the newsletter. We got one more sponsor I need to let y'all know of, man. This is a product that we've been developing that I haven't talked about too much on the show. We've been keeping it secret, but I feel like it's time to unveil it. This new product we're working on called Thot Repellent. We're actually done working on it. Right. So this is a fragrance, right, which has been genetically engineered to attract good women and repel thoughts. Right. So we had some scientists from the Middle East. Neiman went home. He gathered up his crew and they got to work and they developed a formula that when it affects the DNA. So when a slut, a thought, a hoe, stank hoe, slut hoe, or a hoe slut smells this shit, they might go into convulsions, but they'll at least want to get away from you. If they stay too long, it might go into cardiac arrest or something of that nature, right? This is very important because as the guys who don't watch the Victory Talk podcast, they like, how do I get girls? They Googling how to get Riz. You know what I'm saying? They Googling pickup lines and shit, man. Oh, should I do cold approach or should I do online dating? How do I maximize man, the fucking real motherfuckers, the ballers. If you got your muscle, money, and mindset right, the shit we talk about on Victory Talk podcast, you ain't worried about how to get no hoe. The hoes is worried about how to get you. And your problem is too many hoes. No más chicas, por favor. I remember I was friends with some, I'm friends with a lot of guys in the pickup industry, right? And I would hear all these rules and they're saying, I'm saying, yeah, I guess that shit works. I guess that should have worked, but like, what if you was just the man? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I be breaking all the rules I heard, and I did pretty well for myself back in the day, So it's like, and I got a beautiful girlfriend now, man. She's fantastic. So it's like all that pickup shit was just trying to trick a bitch into thinking you was the man. Won't you? If you would, because you guys are watching Victory Talk podcast, y'all gonna be the man, and y'all gonna have too many hoes. And that's going to be your problem. How do I keep all these hoes away from me? And that's why we developed Thot Repellent. Easy to apply spray that keeps the hoes away. All right. Now, check this out. Oh, yo. Easy to apply spray that keeps the hoes away. All right. And all your super chats going to go towards development of Thot Repellent. All right. You know what I'm saying? So we have some people who've contributed already. I think they need to be acknowledged.
We have Cold Brew. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
The more of your content I'm listening to, the more my life is changing for the better. In the span of 2 weeks, I'm already noticing my growth. I still have a long way to go, but I'm going to get there.
Oh, come on, Cold Brew, man. That's what we doing, man. We helping you out, man. I'm happy to hear it, brother. I'm happy to hear it, man. Fantastic. What else we got?
We have Money Moves. BBC, I'm starting my personal development coaching business and will create content to promote it on social media. Any advice on a mentality to have for being on camera for IG Reels, YouTube Reels, etc.?
All right. So you know where it comes from? For being on, it takes practice, brother. It's just going to take practice. And everybody's weird on camera initially. And then you get used to it and you get better and you improve as you do it. Right. And then you still might be a little weird on camera. I don't think I'm perfect, but I'm comfortable with myself, so you get comfortable with your imperfections. I don't speak perfectly. I'm not perfect. However, I'm comfortable with it. That's how I can do shit live and everything. And I put out, videos. I'm not the person I'm not the motherfucking guy who's gotta, oh, let me see you before you post it or none of that shit. It's like, yeah, I know what I said. Yeah, it's going to work, so it's just it just takes practicing, but everybody sucks initially. All right. Everybody sucks initially, and you'll just get used to it. So it just comes from effort. Once you keep putting it in, pause, you're going to keep getting better at it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that with everything, right? Almost everything you did at first, you weren't good at, but then you get good at it with effort. All right. And that's what it is. All right. What else we got?
We have Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Brand, I'm going to school for finance, Florida State, and applied everything you preach. I made shit happen and landed my first internship at a private equity firm as a freshman. Thank you.
Yo, come on, man. Congratulations, man. Listen, that's what we doing, man. We out here trying to, we really want to help y'all change y'all lives out here, man. Let me take a picture of that. It's free advice, man, to help you change your life twice a week. The Victory Talk Podcast. That's what we doing. Shout out to you, Chris, man. Hey, let us know what happened with that interview, brother.
We have David with $1.
All right. I like it.
Potato Prince. On 20, work in insurance sales, have 20K saved and thinking of buying a quadplex with an FHA loan. Okay. Living in 1 unit and renting 3. Any thoughts?
I mean, I've heard of people doing it like the house hacking, where they get a spot and so they can rent it out and live for free. I remember like back in the 90s, I knew some weed dealers who would buy a bunch of weed and sell half of it so they could smoke for free. It's that kind of thing. I mean, listen, getting free rent, I like it. What would bother me about that, just to play devil's advocate, is you got to fucking live with your tenants. You know what I'm saying? Like, not in the same house, but they're like right next to you. And it's, when something goes wrong in their crib, they're going to be knocking on your door. You know what I'm saying? Like, immediately. You're going to be trying to chill and something happens in their crib and you got to go fix it or get it fixed. So like the real estate I own is like property management there. Like the tenants don't even know me. They only know the property managers, and there's a problem, they call them, and which is better than calling me, right? Because I don't know how to fix plumbing and pipes and shit, But so that would be my only reservation on that, right? But if you like a handyman, then go for it, bro. But if not, then there might be some better ways to make that money,
We have JT Coin Rings. Unleash the Thot Repellent.
Yo, it's gonna be out around the holiday. Thot Repellent is gonna be out around the holiday season, right? It's gonna make a perfect stocking stuffer. All right, a gift. You can get some for your father. Get some for your friends, your brothers, cousins. Everybody needs to keep Thots away. I think that's just every self-respecting man's got to keep them away for sure. Fantastic.
We have Joshua. Been following baller mindset. I got a better job, better credit, the 5 bank accounts, investing in RE funds, and trading Forex for profit. Took a boxing and got some certifications. Thanks for all the game, Brandon. My life is better.
Yo, congratulations, brother. I'm excited to hear that, man. Like, fantastic. That's awesome. And Baller Mindset is the free course we got. It's 100% free. The link is in the description where you can find it. It's in the free Discord, but it's 100% free course, man. That's super dope, man. He's making progress, man. I love to hear it. What else we got?
And we have, I'm going to assume this says Sakale. I've watched your 10 habits that made me a multi-millionaire video on repeat the past weeks. I'm sure that's supposed to say the past weeks, and have found myself implementing them over time. Thanks.
Come on. Yeah, it wasn't a grammar video, you know. Yo, but that's what's up, man. Congratulations, man. Listen, this is what I want you to do. This is a pro tip. Yo, first of all, shout out to you, brother. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to hear it. Listen, all of y'all, this is what I do. This helps me a lot. I mean, just a pro tip. Get Grammarly, right? And then you can, there's a Chrome extension on that bitch. And it's like every time I want to, I type something and the grammar is fucked up and or like I spell something wrong, which is frequently, it corrects it for me. I think that's gonna help a lot of y'all. And this is a Chrome extension, so you know it's dope. I ain't trying to diss you. It just made me think that let me get these guys some game right quick. It saved me a lot of embarrassment. Shout out to you though, man. I love to hear it. All right, that's it. All right, listen. What is this segment, man? Because the way I want to. Oh yeah. So listen, something new just happened today, and this is a segment we like to call Pimpin' or Simpin'. Donald Trump has released a line of watches. And I love everything about it. I want to break some of this down for you. We need to check out this watch. Now, here's the thing. I'm a watch guy. I love watches. I got I got a Richard Mille, I got a few APs, Rolexes, more G-Shocks than anyone you know. And I just love watches. So when I found out that former president Donald Trump came out with a line of watches, I was intrigued. So we're going to check this out together. All right, so here it is, man. The Trump watch. There's a few of them. All right. So first, man, we got this one is over $100,000. We're gonna get into that one in a minute, but we got to go through some of the other ones, man. So we got the fight. We got to check this out. I got to open a new tab for fight. All right, so we got the fight available for pre-order. We're gonna get into that. This is his signature. That's cool. So this is a dive watch, obviously in gold and ceramic. Let's see what Trump has to say about it.
Hello, everyone. It's President Donald J. Trump, and it's Trump time. Check out this red beauty.
And it's Trump time. You see what he did there? Come on.
It's one of my new watches. Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know exactly what it's for, who it represents. It's really going to be something special.
Wait a minute, that's his signature? That should look like scribble scrabble. However, y'all seen me right before, so it's better. Yo, that just looked like a polygraph test or it's cool.
Tell us for your favorite president. Get your watch today.
What do you say? Your favorite president? Yeah, all right.
At GetTrumpWatches.com. Remember, Christmas is coming. Please make a great Christmas gift. It's Trump time.
It's Trump time. All right, let's find out more about the fight. All right, so this one is in gold. Obviously, this is the two-tone variety, and this one is it looks like it looks like it's steel. We're gonna see if it's white gold steel. And is that red or orange? It looks like a red. I feel like that would match what I have on today. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, red and silver tone. Okay, silver and gold tone, onyx and gold tone. Yeah, at these prices, that's not real gold. All right, that's fine. It's gold-ish, right? It's the color gold. That's cool, man. He makes something he's for the people. Everybody can't afford a solid gold watch, man. So you get that gold tone. You know what I'm talking about? Are they going to tell us anything about it, man? I want to find out more about it. All right, there's only, first of all, the gold and bold. All right, he only made 1,000 of these motherfuckers, man. All right, Don't you better snooze or lose, man. He only making 1,000. I messed up when I said made. We'll talk about that later, right? All right, man. So this edition of Fight Watch is plated with the president's own favorite color, gold. He didn't say metal, gold, but you know, at these prices, you know, it's whatever. You know what you're getting into, right? Oh no, it is. You know, here we go, man. This is plated with 18 karat gold. My fault. You know what I'm saying? A strong statement of ambition and success. We've customized this edition with version by adding the day display to the dial. This allows you to keep track of both the day and the week and the date. All right, well, the day of the week and the date. God damn it. All right, he only made 1,000 of these, man. He's only making 1,000 of these. You can pre-order now. All right. Stop fucking around, man. Go ahead and get you one of these. Go ahead and get you a gold fight. Or maybe the fucking gold is too ostentatious for you. Perhaps you want something more under the radar. All right, it's cool, man. You can get this fight. This watch captures Trump's relentless fighting spirit. That's what I thought when I saw it. All right, it features the president's signature for the red dial bezel. All right. Wear it boldly and display your patriotic spirit. Psst. All right. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what that's a picture from? Yeah. So on the back of these motherfuckers, it got the image of after he, you know what I'm saying? After they tried to pop his top, right? And he got up and pumped his fist in the air. He got the image. Yo. Yeah, that's what he said, fight. Yeah. That's why it's the fight. I know they had it on the back. All right, along with his in case one Trump signature wasn't enough for you, you might have needed his name again on that shit. A second Trump signature. How many times does this watch have his name on it? One, two on the front and 2 on the back. Stop fucking with Trump, man. All right. Yo, listen, you try to kill this motherfucker, what he gonna do? Make a watch about it? You try to kill Trump, he gonna make a watch about it. You heard? Get some fucking cream. All right, now this is a pre-order, man. Let's say I want one to pre-order, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, all gold. That's a bit much. You know what I'm saying? Two-tone, that's kind of old manish. I think I'm gonna go. This look more new school. Get the red fight. Because I want to proudly display my patriotic spirit. I can pre-order this for $500. That's actually not a bad price, you know. Let's see some of the specifications on this motherfucker, man. Oh man, 300. That's a lot of water resistance, bro. 330 feet. All right. Hey, he also accepts Bitcoin. All right, so he'll take real money and fake money. You've heard. All right, automatic. It's an automatic movement. All right, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah. The bezel was aluminum. I mean, it's probably not a bad. It's like, yeah, I ain't got nothing bad to say about it. You know, you got to really like Trump to have his name on it 4 times, but I you know, it's a daily wear. You know what I'm saying? If this is your boy, who needs a Rolex? You could just get you a fight. All right, so all right. So that's the fight. All right, let's go. Let's move on. We're gonna go talk about this Tourbillon a little bit later, man. Was that the only one? Oh yeah, my fault. It's just 2. I thought there was more. All right, so you can get the diver, or you can get this if you want to class it up, motherfucker. You can get this the Trump victory Tourbillon. Let's hear him. Huh? This is the fight. And it's a diver watch, right? Where? Oh yeah. That's the fight. Let's go to the Tourbillon, man. Let's see what I want to watch that video about it. Hold up, man. Try to kill Donald Trump, man. Watch him make a watch.
Hello, everyone. It's your favorite president, Donald J. Trump, here to introduce.
My favorite president was Lincoln. All right, you know, I ain't got nothing, you know, just for obvious reasons. But anyway, let's see what my man's talking about.
Something really special. I think you're going to love it. My new Trump watches. We're doing quite a number with watches, and the quality to me is very important. The Trump Victory Tourbillon. This isn't just any watch. It's one of the best watches made. It's a tourbillon watch with almost 200 grams of gold and more than 100 real diamonds. That's a lot of diamonds.
That's a lot of diamonds. It's a lot of diamonds.
I love gold. I love diamonds. We all do.
Love diamonds.
Only 147 of these extraordinary watches will ever exist in the world.
Only 147, man. James, let's think big. Hold up.
World, and owning one puts you in a very exclusive club. I have watch number one, and I'm going to keep it. It's mine, and that's the way I want to have it. Each watch is numbered and extremely rare, a true collector's item, and it includes a personal letter signed by me. Get your Trump watch right now. Go to gettrumpwatches.com. It's Trump time.
It's Trump time. God damn it. Let's check this shit out, man. The fucking tourbillon. And a tourbillon is actually a really sophisticated watch movement. So when you see a tourbillon, that shit in the middle spins, right? And back in the days, it was used for pocket watches. It had a real functionality in pocket watches for some shit. I ain't never seen a pocket watch in person. But now when they put it on wristwatches, it's unnecessary. But it's just like the way like real watchmakers, they show off their fucking, it's like a way for watchmakers to flex. It's actually a very complicated movement. All right. Let's see. Oh, see what kind of variation. All right. First of all, he's only making 140 of these. All right. All right. If you want the 50th one, you out of luck, bitch. Should have fucking stepped up with your poor ass. You should have pre-ordered that shit before it got sold out. All right, man. What we got? We got the gold. We got the gold with the black dial. We got the gold on gold dial. That's the first one. That's the one that Donnie had. All right. Then you got the rose gold on these hoes. Right. Rose gold is typically more expensive than regular gold. Or one of the reasons for that is I guess it's more difficult to manufacture. However, like there's less gold in rose golds. They add copper to that shit to make it, to give it that color. So it's like less gold, but it's more expensive. Same thing with yellow gold. I mean, same thing with white gold. White gold is like less gold in it. They add rhodium to it to make it white. Like, so this Cartier bracelet right here is in white gold, you know, and yeah, but it's more expensive than yellow. I guess because it's the difficulty in making it. Anyway, let's continue. All right. Designed for the president. The Trump Victory Tourbillon is designed is one of classic sophistication combined with President Trump's symbol of success, gold. Almost entirely made of 18 karat gold. Come on, man. Let's go, man. Be ready to wear a declaration of victory. Each timepiece will be numbered. Yo, that's a hard line. Yo, whoever wrote this copy, my hat's off. You know what I'm saying? The most brilliant of metals. Oh, now they're gonna tell you how good gold is. All right, whatever. That's cool. The victory, a statement of limitless luxury. Yo. All right, cool, man. Let me see, man. Okay. Power reserves. All right. I want some more specifications on this shit. All right. What do y'all think of this shit? What is this James? Let's think big. Is that some Trump shit is that some MAGA shit that I'm not privy to? James, let's think big. Like, I don't know what's up with that, y'all. Yeah, maybe that would be kind of hard. I mean, especially if how much is it going? Okay, let's look at the water resistance. Oh, the power reserve, 105 hours. It's pretty good. That's due to the tourbillon movement. All right, 31 millimeter. Oh, that's a movement diameter. All right, cool. The thickness. Oh, it's pretty thin watch, especially for a tourbillon. Like I don't have nothing bad to say about the watch, man. Like let's see what it costs, man. What's that shit hitting for? Oh, that's $100K. That's $100K. I could add that to my cart right now. The other ones I got a pre-order. I can go ahead and add that to my cart. I can give him $100K right now. All right. You know what I'm saying? I got a pre-order to fight. All right. Hold on. Is this one $100K as well? And that's 100K too. Let's see if the rose gold is more expensive. Oh man, you know what? They ain't even charge us more for the rose gold. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. All right. This one say James too. James listening. Will it say Brandon listening big if I cop me the Trump Tourbillon? All right. Well, listen, this is exciting. Now, here's the thing. You pre-order these joints and they won't be available until some in November, sometime in between November and as late as December, right? Which leads me to believe that your pre-order is actually paying for these motherfuckers. Which is, I ain't got nothing against that. You know, I get it because I think that's a cool thing to do in business. I remember it might have been 2016. I came out with some shirts, some workout shirts. And me and the homie white boy Brian, we was wearing our shirts and all the videos, and people were asking, yo, how do we get these shirts? How do I get these shirts? And then we just launched a pre-order for them, right? And then we used the pre-order money to put in the orders. This way we didn't have to make a whole bunch. And if they didn't sell, if we didn't sell enough to make it make sense, we would have just refunded everyone, right? That's nobody loses under those circumstances. And Trump's probably doing that right now. You know what I'm saying? And you probably want to get the pre-orders in because the race is like 50-50, right? So if he loses, watches might not be the same demand. But now he's got such a fan base that there's some motherfuckers who will just buy that shit, man. Which one are you going to get? Are you guys going to get the Victory Tourbillon or the fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Something you don't have to pre-order, something you can get right now and for free is my ebook, The 10 Commandments of Online Training. Show you how to start your online fitness business. That's how I made my first $1 million. And now I teach other people how to do it. Like, because you may not have $100K for the Victory Tourbillon yet. Download that book, learn how to start your online fitness business for free. And you might not be able to get the Tourbillon because they only make it 147 of those, man. Right? Because he's the 147th president. You see what he did there? Or did y'all miss that? Did that fly over your motherfucking head? He's the 47th. He's the 47th president, not the 147th. I said that wrong. Is he the 47th president? I don't know. If he's not, my editors will edit that out the video. All right. Yeah. Yeah, he's the 47th president. That's why it's 147 being sold. You got to do a little bit of mental gymnastics for that shit to make sense, but you get it. You know what I'm saying? You could get you a fight because they making 1,000 of those. You know what I'm saying? I might have to get me a fight just cause. In case I wanted to have a conversation piece at my family reunion. You know what I'm saying? If I really wanted to get the drama popping. Oh no, Trump is he's not the 47th president. He's calling himself the 47th. All right, you don't even see that he did 140. It's 147 because he's saying he gonna be the 47th president. You get what I'm saying? It's like he's speaking that shit into existence. You get what I'm saying? It's a subliminal message to the voter, right? Wear that shit to the poll, the rally, the Klan meeting, wherever you. I'm just joking about the Klan meeting shit. Not all Trump supporters are in the KKK, but if you in the KKK, I know who you voting for. I will put it like that. But I'm just fucking with you, man. I'm not political at all, man. I'm not political at all. I don't give a fuck. I got friends who campaign. I got friends who campaign for Bernie Sanders. I also got like a good friend of mine. He got arrested for charging the Capitol. You know what I'm saying? After Trump lost the last one. I got friends on every side of the aisle. You know what I'm saying? You know, fight. Anyway, I'll let y'all. Do we got any super chats before we get into the next segment? I might pick up a fight just for fun, man. Like just for fun. Just for fun, man. Get the red one. Just yo, my family reunion. If I pulled up in that shit, you got, hey, how do I stop talking? How do I stop talking to family members who I don't want to be around? Well, if you're black, get you a fight, and pull up to the function. You won't have to worry about them niggas fucking with you no more. My mom say the wrong thing to me. I'm showing up to Thanksgiving with a gold fight. Say something. All right. Mm-hmm. No. We got the super chat. And then we got more shit we want to talk about today.
We have Eric. Hey, Brandon, what do you do in your free time to relax? How do you avoid losing motivation or discipline to work after Sunday?
Man, you know, let's save that. I'll come back to that. That'd be a good. I can't speed run that one. Let's save it for later. What's the other one? Maybe I can answer it quick. I'm gonna answer your question, homie.
Shabuba with two bucks.
Okay.
And then we have Aiden. How can I pre-order Thot Repellent?
Yo, we will launch the pre-orders soon because we're gonna do the same thing as the fight. So like I'm telling you, that's a strategy. Just like Trump with the fight. You pre-order and then he gonna make the shit, then ship it to you like months later, right? That's what we gonna do with Thot Repellent. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna pre-order to you, use your pre-order money to pay for it, and then we're gonna ship it to you. Listen, and y'all should do it too. If you ever want to come out with a physical product, and if you got a fan base, that's the only smart thing to do, right? Why come out of pocket if you ain't got to? They're gonna pay for it anyway. If they're gonna pay for it anyway, have them pay for it, and then you make the shit. All Trump needed to do was make one. There's another thing. It says on his website that this is just a digital representation, man. Yo, they ain't even have a fucking. Yo, I wouldn't be surprised if only one of these watches is made. It says on the website that these are artist renderings of, and they might not look exactly like this. These motherfuckers don't exist yet. There's not one. It says it on the website. There is not one, except for there is one Tourbillon. Trump had it in his hand. I bet everything I own that the one he had in the video is the only one in existence. You know what I'm saying? And the American people, the real Americans, are gonna pay for the rest of them. Pay for the production of them, and that's a solid business model, man. Like, and if he doesn't sell enough to make it profitable, he'll just refund everybody. Or no harm, no foul. Anyway, let's get into the next segment. Market recap. Yo, what up? We got the homie Greg, Young Candlestick. Hey, listen, I found out what I was gonna get you for your. I just found out what I'm getting you for your birthday.
Oh, no way! I get a birthday present? That's exciting. You could give me like a Brandon Carter watch. You know, you could.
No, I'm not a Brandon Carter watch.
A fight one. Hey, I'm getting
cool. Listen, my Christmas shopping is done now. Everyone's getting a fight.
I mean, it's an honor. It's a cool
everyone's getting watch. It. Even my Democratic friends, you're getting a fight. You can hate wear it. It's like, well, you okay, great, you don't answer, but you ever like hate somebody but you have sex with them? That would be like when you're wearing the watch, Democrats.
Hate sex, yeah.
Get into it.
It's
Yeah,
passionate.
hate watch.
Oh yeah, just
Or a love watch. Either way, it's gonna be exciting. Let's talk about the market. Because I was hate watching the market this morning.
Really? Why is that? Tell me about it.
Oh, I was trading this morning and I got faked out. But anyway,
was it from the gapping crap today?
Yeah.
Yeah. SPY did a gapping crap today. So what does that really mean? It means that the market started up really high from the futures market and then just dumped at the open.
Yeah.
Usually gap ups are for selling. And there's actually an interesting statistic. Back tested over the last 30 years. If you bought at the open and then sold at the close.
When is the gap?
What?
When is it? When there's a gap up, you saying?
This is actually just in general. If you buy when the stock market opens and then sell when the stock market closes, most of the time you actually lose money. But if you're willing to buy at the close and swing trade for a gap up, that actually is a profitable strategy over the last 30 years.
Oh shit! If you can find some data on that, man.
Yeah, I'll have to get some concrete data and show that.
Yeah. Because if we find something that works, man, let's fucking do it. All right. Well, let's talk about the market though.
Yeah. So the S&P 500 finishing up the day about 0.4%. The last time I was on the Victory Talk podcast, I just gave a neutral/bullish rating, and that's basically what the market's doing. And I maintain that it's probably not going to burst upwards. And it's probably not going to, sell off anything too crazy. It's not going to go crazy or anything like that. So that's the S&P 500. Nothing too crazy as of right now. The QQQ, same thing. We just said, likely to be neutral/bullish. And that's just due to the positioning of all the Mag 7 large cap tech stocks. We talked about IWM being a laggard, and I do expect that to continue. I just give a neutral rating to the Russell 2000. Okay. We're talking about the volatility and fear index. This is kind of like the mood ring for the stock market. When shit goes crazy, that's when the VIX spikes. That's when the world is ending. When everything's all good, the VIX is nice and low. We can actually take a look at the fear and greed index. And right now, market participants getting a little bit greedy. It's nothing crazy though. If it gets to extreme greed, then there's a good chance of a potential reversal to the downside in the market.
What's the how is this calculated?
Yeah, they have like a bunch of different like breadth measures and trend measures. They've got stock price strength, net new 52-week highs. That's an extreme greed. Breadth, that's how many stocks are actually participating in the rally. That's at extreme greed. Put and call options. Sometimes we call that the sizzle index. Are people buying a ton of puts, buying a ton of calls? Right now, people aren't buying a ton of puts. There's not a lot of reason to. VIX is beneath its 50-day moving average, so that gets thrown into the algorithm, the calculation. Safe haven demand, bonds versus stocks, junk bonds. These are high yield bonds, high corporate debt. So, it's an interesting calculation. It's just another indicator. That's all. It's just another indicator to look at, but what's really interesting right now is the dollar is really breaking down, DXY, and that makes sense because since the Fed cut interest rates, more money gets thrown into the system. Think about supply and demand. If there's a lot of something, it's not worth as much. Think of those Trump watches. There's only 1,000 of them.
It's only 1,000.
They may become valuable. They could potentially be an investment.
That's the fight. That's the fight. There's 1,000 of those, but there's only 147. Of the Victory Tourbillons.
See, supply and demand. And eventually they may go up in value just due to scarcity. And
hey man,
that's how the market works. Supply and demand. So since the dollar is breaking down, it's not wise to be just sitting in cash. You want to move your money, whether it's in real estate, whether it's in stocks, whether it's in your business, whether it's in whatever investments, even if you just want to get a bunch of food, put your dollars to work. The dollar, when the dollar sells off, it tends to put upwards pressure on gold. So last time we were talking about gold, still in an uptrend. It hit my price target. I'm just waiting for a bit more of a better deal. But did you know that gold is actually outperforming the S&P 500 this year?
Yeah, no, gold is in a crazy bull market right now, man.
Yeah, gold's up 30% for the year. The S&P 500's up about 20% for the year. So it's pretty crazy.
That's unusual that gold would, you know?
Yeah, really well said. Most of the time, the S&P 500 heavily outperforms gold. But since gold has kind of gone sideways for a long period of time, it's kind of like releasing that energy to the upside. It's spurting all over to the upside. You know, gold is going nuts. Last time on the Victory Talk podcast, we also talked about SMH, the semiconductor ETF.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did talk this shit.
Yeah, we were talking high, low, lower, high, higher, low, bull break. And we talked about SOXL. If you took that trade, that's up 11% just today. And that's really off the back of Micron earnings. So Micron got a fat ass gap up.
Wow.
Yeah, really, really big pump. Micron always has just big moves after earnings. Like there's money to be made. Like if you bought call options on Micron earnings, you probably quadrupled your money, you know?
Jesus.
Insane. And even in the morning live stream I had with the Legion today, I was saying, we probably pumped and dumped and retraced the 108 level. And I have a recording of that. And that's exactly what Micron did. So there are opportunities for both sides after you see a large gap. You just got to use some technical analysis and, you know, take your risk reward setups.
All right.
So last time we also talked about Intel, you know, up about 1.6%, nothing crazy. NVIDIA's just doing its own thing. So that's what happened last time on the Victory Talk podcast. What about this time? I want to talk about one ETF and then one individual stock that's in rotation.
Let's get it. What is it?
So the first ETF that I think can outperform the SPY and the broad market is actually XLC.
Really?
This is the communications sector. So if you go over to the Analyze tab on Schwab, you can see the holdings. So the components of this sector. So Meta is the top holding in XLC. Meta's a big ass company. Meta's doing good. Some analysts give price targets on Meta at 700, 800. I'm in the camp that Meta's worth about $630 a share. So it has about 10% upside. Ideally, Meta sells off to the former all-time high first, and then you have a bigger margin for profit. Okay. So that's Meta. Google is another component of XLC. It's the second heaviest weighted in XLC. And Google, fair value is about $230 a share. So its current stock price is at 163. I'm not saying to buy Google, but it has 40% upside from here, in my opinion. Even if it sells off, it's still just worth continuing like dollar cost averaging. You got a little bit of a, you know, consolidation that could break bullish over time. So XLC just covers Meta, Google. It's also got stocks like Verizon, which is a dividend monster. So that's really cool. So XLC,
is Verizon around all-time highs?
Daily highs for sure. If we check the weekly time frame,
no, it's way off.
Yeah, if we check the monthly time frame, Verizon hit a high of 69.50. So pretty interesting. So it is coming up into the monthly moving average, but it did have a nice, good monthly bull flag.
Verizon has a strong dividend.
Yeah, it's if I check right over here, VZ, the dividend yield is 6.45%. That's a really good dividend. So that means if you hold this stock for a year, you will get 6.4% spat out in your trading account or your investment account as cash. And that's better than the risk-free rate of return, which is bonds. You could think of TLT. TLT is in rotation as well. I think this could be a little buy setup forming. You know, nice, healthy retracement, higher low within the trend. So TLT call options, bonds and interest rates are inversely related. So if you wanted to, you could take a bearish position on interest rates or TBT. You can buy put options. You can do whatever you want. So that's another potential idea. But lastly, the last individual stock, and this is also a part of XLC, this is Disney stock. And I think Disney stock could start to outperform. I don't think it's going to go up like 100% or anything, but I think 10% is very reasonable. 6% is target one. 10%.
What gives you that impression? I feel like it's been in such a strong downtrend for so long. What are you basing that on? And I'm not like questioning you in a negative way. Like I'm just curious.
No, yeah, definitely. So it's first of all, trends have to end at some point, and it isn't a downtrend. And Disney could definitely get whacked. This is more of like a kind of like an inverted head and shoulders setup. You got a left shoulder, a head, right shoulder, a neckline breakout.
Yeah.
A big reason that Disney could be coming into rotation is, first of all, its fair value is about $115 a share. So fundamentally, it's undervalued. It's starting to show signs of a recovery. It is still underneath the 200-day moving average. So you're correct. It carries greater risk because investors and buyers are trapped from supports breaking down. One other reason that Disney is potentially in rotation is because the cruise lines are setting up and they're showing relative strength. Carnival Corporation is hovering near daily highs and potentially ready to break out. This is a great candidate for the wheel, and its fair value is around $23 a share. Current price is about $18.68. Another one is NCLH. I don't know the fair value of this one, but similarly, testing those highs. Is this going to break out?
That's Norwegian?
Yep, Norwegian Cruise Lines. These are great candidates for the wheel, and ideally, if it could retest some demand zones, that would be great. So Disney, I think the stock is in rotation. You just got to wait for buy setups. Disney was a day trade and a swing trade in the Legion. Alerted call options, talked about in the morning live, the dip buy at 94. So that worked out really well. One thing, though, that I really just want to know is you can also, instead of just investing in Disney, if you want income and you like getting those monthly dividends, DISO is a simple way to just dollar cost average into, buy a few shares, whatever you're comfortable with.
And it has a high dividend.
Yep. Yeah, these gap downs are the dividends being paid out. So,
but it's based off Disney.
Yep, it's based off the underlying Disney. So they're basically doing the wheel strategy for you. It's a synthetic option strategy, but it gets nerdy. But yeah, if Disney goes sideways or higher or goes straight up, DISO will do really, really well. DISO will not do very well if Disney tanks. That's the risk of it. So those are the main things I wanted to cover. It was a really morning live, good day futures trading. We're ready for the next day.
Awesome, man. Well, listen, man, I don't really have no individual stocks, man. Everything. So it's unless Young Candlestick has a question. Anybody is there a question for Candlestick or not? A super chat for him?
I hope that was good. I'm 30 hours fasted, so this is a fun, live stream to do all that.
That's fantastic. All right, brother. Well, when you breaking that fast?
Right after this, probably.
Oh man, go get yourself something to eat, Greg.
Hell yeah.
All right, brother. Thank you so much.
Listening in. Have fun.
Right. Cool, man. Let's just run through these super chats before I get into the next thing, because we got a lot to cover.
We have. Oh, are you going to do Eric again?
Sure. Can you reread it?
He says, "Hey Brandon, what do you do in your free time to relax? How do you avoid losing motivation or discipline to work after Sunday?"
After Sunday is Monday, brother. You know what I'm saying? So Monday. Well, here's the thing. I don't feel like I need to relax, because you need to relax if you're stressed out. And it's more like I love what I do. Even when I've always been into fitness. So like when I first started online training, man, I love that shit. I hated some of my other jobs, but I loved the online training. And that's the thing, when you find a way, something you love to do, you don't need as much recreation as other people. You get what I'm saying? Because that's what you're getting at when you say time to relax. You mean recreation. Because if you wanted to relax, you could just like lay down. Like if you meant it in a literal sense, but you meant recreation. Because you know how to lay down. You know what I'm saying? You've been doing that shit. You came through doing that shit day one. But you mean like what do you do for recreation? And the thing is, like, once even if you don't love every part of what you do, or even if you don't love what you do, if you can learn to love pushing yourself, right? Seeing what you're made of. If you can learn to love focusing on getting the most of your potential out of yourself each day and really pushing yourself to the limit each day. If you can fall in love with that, you won't need as much recreation as other people. Other people, they need that escapism. You hear what I'm saying? People who don't love what they do, or they haven't fell in love with the process of trying to get the most out of themselves each day, then they need that vacation. They need that party. They need to go get drunk, high, all that other shit. But I'm just as happy at my desk all day in front of my computer as somebody is on their vacation. I'm just as happy as them. But the difference is I can do that shit every day. I can do it all day. And they can only do those vacations, or they can only do that party, or they can only smoke that drug or drink that drink sometimes, right? They're trying to escape. There's nothing for me to escape from. You know, I love this shit. So even when I go on vacations, it's somewhat reluctantly, you know, because I rather be like, you know, I'd rather be pushing myself to that next level. I'd rather be, you know, taking care of my customers. I'd rather be building my business. I'd rather be making sure my employees are succeeding, my customers are succeeding, my fans, y'all. Like I'd rather be doing this stuff. But you know, you sometimes you do those other things for other people, you know. And I find time I enjoy them, but left to my own devices, like I probably wouldn't do none of that shit, you know. So it's really that, and that's also motivation and discipline, right? You got to fall in love. Once you fall in love with getting the best out of yourself, and once you fall in love with trying to push yourself to new limits, to try to get the most out of yourself, once you fall in love with that, seeing how fucking great you can become and working at it every day, trying to maximize your potential every day, you won't need discipline, because discipline means you do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, whether you want to or not, right? And there's a time and place for that, and it's a great attribute to have. It's fantastic to have. However, I rarely have to use it, because I want to get up early. I want to be up at 4:30 tomorrow, right? Because I love the process of building the character of me, right? And seeing how good I can become every day. I want to work 12, 14 hours a day. It's not discipline. It would take discipline for me to stop. That's the next level. And that's what you really need. And the only way, and I have some videos on how you can like get that, but that's the real shit. All the fucking real ballers I know, they know like, oh man, gotta go to work and work on my $1 million business today. Nah, man, they just go for it. They love it. They love it. And you may need discipline initially to get that switch, but once you make that switch, things really change, brother. All right. What else we got? I answer some more.
We have Shabuba.
All right.
I forgot to write a message. I start a new sales job on Monday because of you. Your videos are life-changing.
Shabuba got a job because of me? Hey, y'all, Shabuba got a job. Hold on, let me take a picture of this. Shabuba watched these videos and got him a job, man. Come on now. Hey, Shabuba. I'm glad. I'm super happy for you, man. Like real shit, man. Let's go. Yo, Victory Talk. We do this to help y'all change your life. We want y'all to implement this shit, man. And Shabuba doing it. Follow this brother's path. Shout out to you, Shabuba.
We have Ruben. Yo, Brandon, how do you deal with family or friends that shame you in many different ways for trying to be successful? I'm on my way up, but it sucks to see those people or values start tripping. I'm up 20K now, making 80K a year at 23 years old.
First of all, congratulations, man. Let's go, kid. Let's go, man. Hey, man. I don't deal with it. I never did. You know, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. There was one moment in my life where people would say shit like to me, oh, you work too much, or you a workaholic, as if loving what you do is some sort of disease, like it's a problem, right? Or you need to relax. I'm like, I don't want to relax. I love what I do, right? And I for a second I thought, man, maybe you hear so much, you start thinking maybe something wrong with me. Then I read Relentless by Tim Grover. Yeah. Tim Grover was Michael Jordan's trainer, Kobe Bryant's trainer, D Wade's trainer. And he didn't talk about fitness in that book, right? He talked about the mental side of it. And when I realized it's like all those guys worked like that. You know what I'm saying? How you think Kobe dealt with it? He didn't. Fuck them. How you think Jordan dealt with it? He didn't, man. Fuck them. Right? You know, it's like, yo, man, fuck what they talking about, man. Like straight up. Fuck what they're not even being difficult. They just can't fathom a motherfucker trying to get the most out of his life, trying to push himself to his limits because they're trying to escape from everything because they don't love it. They don't love what they do. They on some I can't wait. Thank God it's Friday. Oh, I got a case of the Mondays. I'm like, it's Monday. Let's go. It's my favorite day of the week. We call it Money Monday, man. It's like I get the week start, the work week starts. Even though I worked on the weekends too, I'm still most excited about Monday. Monday's my favorite. I got a fresh week to make shit happen. Scratch shit off my list. And that's what you want, brother. It's like what they don't understand. They look at you and they think, man, if I worked that hard, I'd be so unhappy. He needs to stop. But you probably look at them like, damn, if I hated the shit I did for 40 hours a week, I'd have to stop doing that. They can't even fathom a motherfucker working between 40 and 80 hours and loving it. Right? Even if you're not rich yet, right? You making 80K, that's dope for someone your age, right? And the average American makes like around 50K a year. So you fucking running laps around these motherfuckers, you know? And I'm sure you want to keep pushing it, and I'm sure you will, brother, especially if you're watching this content and you already made that kind of progress. And they'll really see it once you start making it. Then they'll get it. But it's difficult to be a prophet in your own land. Like, just if I was you, I would just ignore them. That's what I started doing. I just started not ignore the people, just ignore the shit they tell me. You know what I'm saying? Because I just stopped after I read Relentless. I was like, oh, you know, I'm not going to take advice from people about success who don't have the type of success I want to have. And then it was just easy. So when they said shit like that to me, it was like, I didn't argue with them. I was just like, yeah, man. Yeah, I feel you, man. But yo, how them Bears doing this season? You know, like it was like whatever. Just saying, fuck what they talking about. And then I went on and started making, you know, millions of dollars, man. And like I told Tim Grover that story on Instagram, and I tattooed Relentless on my fucking arm because that shit had such an impact on me. So every time anyone in my life, oh, you work too much, I'm just like, these hoes don't know shit about victory. Right? I say it to myself, but I don't get mad at them for saying it, right? That's like Thor doesn't get mad at the humans because they can't lift the hammer. They can't lift the shit. It's not their fault, right? I just be like, yeah, all right. You know, like, hey, man, yeah, that's cool. How's is D-Rose coming back to the Bulls or what? You know, just change the subject, man, because I don't give a fuck about what they talking about as it pertains to success or the acquisition of capital, because I'm running laps around them motherfuckers. And now it's at the point where they would never. Now, all them same motherfuckers. The only thing they say to me now is please and thank you. You feel me? And I don't mean that in no. I didn't mean that to come off as arrogant as it sounds, but like they get it now that, you know, my mom doesn't have to pay no bills and all her shit is paid for. You know what I'm saying? When I put her first class every flight, she gets it. You know what I'm saying? She understands. You know, when she doesn't have to fucking pay for nothing, she gets it now. But they won't get it until you get it. You can't be a prophet in your own land. They killed Jesus close to his crib, you know. So it'd be like that. Don't try to prophesize. Don't try to teach these motherfuckers. Just they'll see it. They'll see it in time, and they'll shut the fuck up, man. It's all good. Everybody goes through it. Don't worry about it. All right.
We have Andres. Mr. Carter, your live streams are my recreation.
Hey, that's what I like to hear. Andrea Sanchez. Gracias, mi amigo.
Gracias.
Gracias, mi amigo.
We have Namzi.
Yeah,
What should I
Namzi.
do if I'm struggling to find a job and I'm 32?
You know what? We told a motherfucker like that a few weeks ago. And I said, listen, man, you ain't got a job, so what you do got is time. So I want you to spend 8 hours a day. Spend 40 hours a week looking for a job. Next week he came back on the Victory Talk, said he had 3 interviews lined up. Right? He was struggling to find a job and just spend 40 hours a week. I've never seen somebody spend 40 hours because I've been giving that advice for decades. Well, like, I don't know, maybe take getting the job more seriously than you are, right? Because people are hiring, you know, it may not be the job you want, but if you need a job, get a job, right? And spend 40 hours a week looking for a job. You'll find one. And until, and spend the rest and spend another 40 hours each week because you ain't got no job and you ain't got no money for recreation because you ain't got no job, right? So spend 40 hours looking for a job. Spend another 40 hours driving Uber. If you ain't got a car, you can do Uber Eats on foot. I remember it was a fucking snowstorm when I was living on the Upper West Side, and I called Uber Eats because I wasn't going outside in that. And and a fucking middle-aged African lady came through on foot. She walked to McDonald's and walked to my crib. I was like, man, I was like, she handed me. I was like, man, this bitch hustling harder than a lot of dudes I know. You know what I'm saying? She just walked through a snowstorm with my sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffins. I didn't eat the McMuffin. I really just ate sausage and cheese for breakfast because I'm keto. But I wasn't going to cook it. I'm not poor. But yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, you do what you got to do. I was a college graduate after my father killed himself in the recession, working for moving companies, working security because I couldn't get a job. It was the recession. You know, I wasn't too proud for nothing. So you also can't be too motherfucking proud, right? If you can't be broke and proud. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, if shit hit the fan, I mop floors, drive buses. You know, like whatever I got to do to take care of my family, you know, I do it. You know, and but 40 hours a week getting a job. Spend 40 hours a week. Time yourself applying to jobs, looking for jobs. Spend another 40 hours. Uber Lyft, Uber Eats, Instacart, whatever. And don't say you can't do it because man, motherfuckers be on Uber Eats with the fucking bicycles. Comida para bicicleta. You know what I'm saying? They be coming through with that shit. I don't want to hear nothing. All right.
We'll work on the Spanish. We have Corey Super Sticker with $1, and we're done for the moment.
All right, cool, man. Shout out to you, Corey, 2 S's. Yo, and there's 2 S's there. It says 2 S's, and there are 2 S's. You see what he did there? That shit is hard. All right, cool. So let's get into it. Hey, let's talk about Diddy. And I don't know what to call this segment. Pimpin' or Slippin'? About a year ago, things were a lot different for Sean P-Diddy Combs. He had just received the Lifetime Achievement Award at MTV's Video Music Awards. He also had just received the key to New York City, the key to the city. He was riding around with the key, hanging out the window of his car. He seemed to be on top of the world. What a difference a year makes. He has recently been indicted by the federal government, and he's been indicted by a grand jury. The charges include, but are not limited to, racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, transportation to engage in prostitution, right? And there's additional allegations that were listed in the indictment. We're going to go through the whole indictment. He's been accused of sex trafficking. He's been accused of sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, obstruction of justice, and arson. Multiple counts of arson. The allegations show he's alleged of a pattern of verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. This dude is on this shit reads like a super villain. Like they needed Batman to stop this motherfucker. And we're gonna get into why. So let's read what the feds had to say. Let's bring it up. I got the document right here. Hold up. This is the indictment. Yeah, you can show my screen. This is the indictment. United States Southern District of New York verse Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka P-Diddy, aka Diddy, aka PD, aka Love. All right, and let's read through the indictment. Let's check it out. Right. So for decades, Sean Combs, the defendant, abused, threatened, coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. To do so, Combs relied on the employees, resources, and influence of the multifaceted business empire that he led, controlled, and created. A criminal enterprise whose members and associated engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. All right. So here's the thing that's important to know about this case, right? Throughout the indictment, they talk about how his employees helped him commit all these crimes. It wasn't just one man going around committing all these crimes. Like he used his employees, right? And this is going to be very important because what I believe this is going to turn into is what's called a RICO case, right? RICO cases are pretty much reserved for like the mob, gangs. That's why they keep calling it a criminal enterprise, right? And when the feds come at people with RICO cases, they have like a 90% conviction rate, right? This how they get like mob bosses and gang members, right? So they're using all the sex crimes and all the other shit, but they want to say that what they're saying is he used his employees to do it. So this is a criminal enterprise based around this dude getting super freaky. All right. All right. So Combs manipulated women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity with male commercial sex workers. What the fuck? Yo, man. I don't know what kind of sick motherfucker you got to be to hire a male prostitute. I didn't even know those things were real. I thought that shit was like a myth, right? But male prostitutes, like, it's one thing to try to get bitches, right? I'm sorry, it's one thing to try to get women, try to have sex with women, right? It's another thing to try to get women to have sex with male prostitutes. Like, this is just weirder and weirder. All right. At times, Combs and others acting at his direction, this is very important as it pertains to the RICO case, made arrangements for women and commercial sex workers to fly to Combs' location. Combs ensured participation from the women by, among other things, obtaining and distributing narcotics to them, controlling their careers, leveraging his financial support, and threatening to cut them off using intimidation and violence. Jesus Christ. All right. All right, I'm skipping a little bit. Some more shit that I found interesting in this, right? Combs assaulted women by, among other things, striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects, and kicking them. This is like kind of like what we saw in Cassie's video when he was like slamming her body when he was doing them Smash Bros moves on her in the hotel room. Right? These assaults were at times witnessed by others, including one instance in the Los Angeles hotel in or about March 2016. So that's the video which was captured. Blah 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 blah. Right. Oof. All right. So this gets crazy, man. So okay. Okay. Here. This is important. Love, the defendant, used Combs' businesses, including certain employees, to carry out, facilitate, and cover up the abuse in commercial sex. Those employees included, so that's important, right? He uses employees. This is going to be a RICO case, right? They're not just getting them for rape, but they're not just getting them for, they're not just using them for the R word. They're not just using it for some sort of sexual assault, right? They're saying that he ran a criminal enterprise. This is going to be a RICO case, racketeering. And in fact, it says so. It actually says so in the indictment. All right. Hold on, let me skip it. Okay. Members and associates of Combs Enterprise, they keep saying it every time, right? This is how you know they're going to get him. They're going to get him on this RICO charge. Engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other activities, sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for the purposes of prostitution. This is important. Interstate transportation, right? This is why it's a federal charge. Because to get a RICO charge, you have to be doing shit state to state. Otherwise, it would just be New York State. For the feds to get involved, you got to be doing shit nationwide. You got to cross state lines with it. And it's very important for the prosecution to actually put this kind of shit in the indictment so they can get the RICO charge going. Like, this language was made in a particular way. You know what I'm saying? All right. Interstate transportation for the purposes of prostitution, coercion. Is that word? Coercion? Engaging in prostitution, narcotic offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Jesus Christ. They're going to get this, brother. All right, now here's the thing. Check this out. This is why it's in red. The Combs Enterprise, not just Diddy, the Combs Enterprise constituted an ongoing organization whose members function as a continuing unit. It's hard. I shouldn't have made this red. It's not easy. It's not easy to see. For the common purpose of achieving the objectives of the Combs Enterprises. The Combs Enterprises was engaged in and its activities affected interstate and foreign commerce. You see what they're doing? This is a RICO case. This is going to be a racketeering charge, right? Most racketeering shit is like drugs. It's like people moving dope state to state. Like that's kind of moving guns. This is going to be a sex trafficking racketeering charge. So they're not just going to get him on sex trafficking. They're going to get him as he's running a gang or a mob. Like this, that's like mafia shit. And that's why this language is in here. That's why I made it in red. I should have made it in red because it's difficult for me to read. All right, but I just wanted to highlight that part. This dude is going to jail, right? All right. Combs and other members and associates of the Combs Enterprise wielded the power and prestige of Combs' role at the Combs business and threaten, and lure female victims into Combs' orbit, often under the pretenses of romantic relationship. This is what's so crazy about like some of these like crazy guys it's like under the pretense of a romantic relationship. So it's like they thought they were gonna like fuck with Diddy, and they were down. That means that they were down to fuck with Diddy, but they wasn't down to fuck with fucking prostitutes and get drugs and all that other shit. But then once they got lured there, Combs then used force, threats of force, and coercion. I can't pronounce that word right. Don't fucking to cause victims to engage in extended sex acts with male commercial sex workers. I didn't even know that was a real thing. I didn't know those motherfuckers really existed. I thought it was like Sasquatch or Bigfoot. I did not know that these motherfuckers were real things. You know what I'm saying? But apparently they exist. With male commercial sex workers that Combs referred to as, among other things, freak-offs. You understand how fucking crazy this is? Imagine one of your boys say, yo, man, this girl I've been talking to, I think she likes me, right? I'm gonna bring her here because she think we gonna have a romantic relationship. Kind of, right? It says right here, under the pretense of a romantic relationship. But once she get here, instead of us doing our romance thing, I'm gonna force her to fuck some other niggas who I also paid to fuck. That's insane. That's like really insane. Like, it's all alleged, right? You know, but if any of this is true, it's fucking crazy. Like, just really imagine it. Your boy, yeah, man, this girl, I think she kind of likes me. I'm gonna force her to fuck a male prostitute, though. Like, can you imagine how fucking insane it? That's like that. But some people just got problems, man. That's like that Bill Cosby shit. Because, you know, Bill Cosby, he was drugging those chicks. But what you got to remember is those chicks came over to Bill Cosby's crib at night to kick it with him and then drink. He probably could have just had sex with them, like, consensually, right? He was a fucking multi-millionaire, famous Bill Cosby. You know, back in the days, man, he was like the most famous black man in America. He was rich, and chicks came over to kick it with him at night and drink. But he said, man, she could. I know she'll give me the pussy, but I'd rather take it. That's what he was thinking. He said, instead of getting the pussy, he'd rather take it. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking insane. All right. Anyway, freak-offs. Freak-offs were elaborate and produced sexual performances that Combs arranged, directed, masturbated during, and often electronically recorded. I shouldn't be laughing because of his victims, right? But just imagine when your boys tells you, man, yeah, this girl likes me, man. I'm a flyer out. I ain't gonna fuck her though. He tells you he ain't gonna fuck her. He tells you he's gonna hire some male prostitutes to fuck her and masturbate to it. What kind of crazy shit is that? That's insane. Allegedly. I definitely don't want the Combs Enterprise coming after me. I don't want nothing to do with the Combs Enterprise. All right, you know. He recorded, all right, and you know what I'm saying? It recorded electronically. Yeah, but electronically recorded. I mean, what the fuck else did he record it? Was he fucking handwriting the shit, or was he fucking using a typewriter with that shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? How else do you record shit? Anyway, in arranging these freak-offs, Combs, with assistance of members and associates of the Combs Enterprise, I'm telling you, they keep throwing this in here because they're really going to get them on racketeering charges. And I'm telling you, man, when they go after you for that, transported, that's important too, calls to be transported commercial sex workers across state lines and internationally. This is like this kind of sentence, this shit that they're adding lets you know that they're really trying to make this a RICO case. It's not just going to be, you know, sexual assault or arson. It's like, no, this is a criminal enterprise. He's saying that, you know, his employees did this shit and they were doing this state to state, sometimes in other countries. Freak-offs occurred regularly, sometimes lasted days, and involved multiple commercial sex workers. Yeah, that's a crazy way to say prostitute. Commercial sex workers. Like, are there non-commercial sex workers? Are motherfuckers just sex working for the love? I think those are just people, right? Like, if you having sex and not getting paid, I think you just like a human being, right? If you're having sex and not commercially, right, for commerce, I think that's just a fucking human. But whatever, you know what I'm saying? Where are we at? Oh yeah, commercial sex workers, right? During freak-offs, Combs distributed a variety of controlled substances to victims, in part to keep the victims obedient and compliant, sometimes unbeknownst to the victim. That's wild. That's that Bill Cosby shit. Combs kept videos and filmed of the victims. Am I saying that right? Or did the is that videos? Okay. And videos, okay, I have dyslexia, guys. And videos he filmed of the victims engaging in sex acts with commercial sex workers. They're gonna keep throwing that in, man. This wasn't just the homies who wanted some pussy, right? These were guys he paid to have sex with these women. It's crazy. Insane. Anyway, after freak-offs, Combs and the victims typically received IV fluids to recover from the physical exertion and drug use. Listen, I don't know about y'all, but I never had so much sex I needed an IV. Like, never, man, never. But these are the sex parties. This is insane. Imagine that's how hard they were going. They needed pharmaceutical interventions after that shit, because they were fucking for days, fucking and taking drugs for days. So much they needed IVs. This is wild. Now, here's the thing. Remember, the United States government has, like, especially on RICO charges, they have like a 90% conviction rate. Remember in March, they ransacked his homes, collected all that evidence, got all them videos and shit, right? They wouldn't have put that shit in the indictment if they didn't have evidence of this shit. The feds do not bring shit to trial unless they have evidence, unless they're fucking sure they're going to get a conviction, especially a high profile case. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is different, man. This is different, especially with RICO, state to state shit. Members and associates, again, they keep putting that in. Members and associates of the Combs Enterprises, wait a minute, I don't know this. They facilitated freak-offs by, among other things, booking hotels for the freak-offs, stocking the hotel rooms in advance with required freak-off supplies. Hold up. Required freak-off supplies. That might be the fucking nastiest sentence I've heard all year. Stocking the hotel room in advance with required freak-off supplies, including controlled substance, baby oil. We're going to get to that later. Lubricants, extra linens. Ew. And lighting. Oh, I guess you got to set the mood. You can't use regular light for a freak off. Yo, these are the freak offs in salt. These are cleaning the hotels after a freak off to try to mitigate room damage. Hold up. Every hotel I ever been, I left that shit fucked up. Right? I never thought about cleaning a hotel room. That's why I don't do Airbnbs. Because they be having rules. They be wanting you to make the shit nice. Nah, man, my hotel room's gonna look fucked up. In fact, there was 1 year where I lived in a hotel. I was homeless for 1 year. And I lived I would go in between the Residence Inn and in Midtown. And sometimes the what's the name of the other place? It was the Residence Inn, or it was the executive. It was Anyway, I lived in different hotels in Manhattan because I traveled so much. I was going every week. I took like 100 flights that year. And, you know, I was in between homes and I said, well, instead of just getting the fucking place, I put my shit in storage and I just fucking lived in different hotels, you know. Anyway, it was dope. But one of the reasons I did that was because, I didn't have to clean shit. No matter how fucked up the place was, when I left, I come back and it was clean, right? These motherfuckers fucked it up so bad during a freak off that they had to clean before the fucking cleaning crew came. Gross. It looked like motherfucking, it probably looked like Spider-Man was in that motherfucker before they cleaned it. Hold on. Yeah, so they were to mitigate room damage, arranging travel for victims, commercial sex workers, and Combs to and from the freak offs, reimbursing Combs with required supplies, delivering large sums of cash to Combs to pay the commercial sex workers, and scheduling deliveries of IV fluids. Bro. Okay. Okay. In or about March 2024, during searches of Combs' residence, this is when they ransacked his crib, right? In Miami, Florida, Los Angeles, California, law enforcement seized various freak-off supplies, including narcotics and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube. See, people online, before I read the actual indictment, they just said 1,000 bottles of baby oil. They did not mention that it was 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. Hell. Baby oil, yo, that it was a fucking 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube. Listen, after this, they should make a law. Every nigga with any nigga with over 5 bottles of lube needs to be indicted immediately. We need to look every nigga like I think that what they should do if you buy more than you're gonna be put on a list. If you buy more than 5 bottles of lube, man, you need to be put on some fucking government list. They need to start keeping this shit from behind the counter now. You know, like when you buy Advil when you buy Tylenol PM. Or not, you know, when you buy like Advil, cold and sinus, you got to show them your ID at the pharmacist so they make sure you're not a motherfucking meth maker, right? You know, make sure you ain't about to go Breaking Bad. They gonna have to start doing that shit with lube now, man. Behind the pharmacist, take your ID to make sure you ain't a diddler. All right, yo, 1,000 bottles is wild. Yo, them videos they found. Imagine the motherfuckers who had to watch the videos. It was probably, they had to watch it, right? Yo, during and separate from freak-offs, Combs, among other things, kicked through objects and dragged victims at times by the hair. These assaults often resulted in injuries that took days to heal. Combs also threatened the victims' careers and livelihoods, including if they resisted participating in freak-offs. Victims believed that, so basically, man, he was just terrorizing these hoes, man. You know what I'm saying? He was terrorizing the hoes, but remember, these were male prostitutes mostly, I think. I'm sorry, not prostitutes, commercial sex workers. All right. He didn't have to threaten them, man. He just paid. On more than one occasion, Combs himself carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten others, including victims and witnesses to his abuse. Right? So this is one of the reasons why he was denied bail. He was ready to pay $50 million. His bail was like set at like $50 million. He was ready to pay it. You know how bad you got to not want to be in jail to put up 50 million, right? And they said, nah, 50 million. We're not giving this motherfucking bail at all, man. This is a fucking super villain. We're not just gonna let him out of Arkham Asylum, right? They got to hold this motherfucker down. In or about March, during searches of Combs' residence in Miami, Florida and Los Angeles, law enforcement seized firearms, ammunition, including 3 AR-15s, the face serial numbers, as well as drum magazine. All right, well, that's just normal Miami shit. That's normal Florida shit. Who don't got several AR-15s, right? Members and associates of Combs Enterprises enable Combs to control his victims by following his directions regarding financial payments to the victims, advancing or suppressing victims' career. Man, this motherfucker's a super villain, bro. Hold up. There's one part in particular I want to see. Okay, check this out. When employees witness his abuse or others threatening Combs, I shouldn't have made this shit red. When employees witness his abuse or others threatening his authority or reputation, Combs and members of associates of the enterprise engaged in acts of violence, threats of financial and reputational harm and verbal abuse. These acts of violence including kidnapping. These acts of violence included kidnapping and arson. In addition to multiple occasions, Combs threw both objects and people, as well as dragged, choked, and shoved others. Hold up. Combs threw both objects and people. Have you ever thrown a person at a person? I never seen a person get thrown at a person outside of Smash Bros. I've never seen. Outside of motherfucking Brazilian jiu-jitsu practice, motherfuckers almost never get thrown by other people. Like almost never. No one's ever thrown me. I've never seen a motherfucker get thrown outside of a dojo in real life. However, on multiple occasions, Combs threw objects and people. How strong is this motherfucker? I know I said he's a superhuman. I mean, I know I said he was a super villain, but does this motherfucker have superhuman strength? He's throwing people at people. I've never thrown a people. Not once. Yo, that's intense. And arson, like he would listen. We all heard about him blowing up Kid Cudi's car, allegedly. But they're saying multiple times he out here blowing shit up. right? So here's the official like racketeering and conspiracy charge. This is a RICO charge, man. This is a RICO case. They gonna get him. It is over, right? I got to take off. I got to change the color. Okay, of all of it. But I made it that color because it's important. All right. The Combs enterprise described in the indictment. The Combs enterprise engaged in yeah, I know it's like it's written weird. You know what I'm saying? But it's to violate the racketeering laws of the United States. Yo, I'm telling you, man, they're gonna get them. They want them. They want them, man. All right. And then they list off some of the charges. So this is why they charge him with racketeering. They're listing off some of the things that fall, some of the illegal activities he did while he was out here racketeering. All right. Multiple acts involving kidnapping. Multiple acts of arson. Listen, right? You got to remember, like for them to call it racketeering, it wasn't just him popping the hood of someone's car in the middle of the night, wiring shit together. Nah, he was paying employees to do that. They're saying this is a criminal enterprise and multiple acts. We only knew about the Kid Cudi's car blowing up. They're saying they say they have evidence of him doing that shit mad times. Right? Multiple acts of bribery. Right? You know what I'm saying? Tampering with witnesses. Multiple acts of tampering with witnesses, victims, or informants. Multiple acts of, we're talking about forced labor, force people to do shit. Multiple acts of sex trafficking, right? Multiple acts of transportation, including travel for the purposes of prostitution and other illegal sexual activities. This is why the feds gets involved, because this shit had been like from state to state. You know, multiple acts involving possession with intent to distribute. Man, they really getting this motherfucker, man. They really getting in possession, because remember, they found a bunch of drugs at his crib. They said how many bottles of baby oil and lube. They said how slippery it was. But they ain't say how much drugs they had in there yet. It was a part of a conspiracy that Sean Combs, the defendant, agreed that a conspirator would, I shouldn't have made this red, right? To commit at least 2 acts of racketeering in the whatever. I'm not reading the red shit. All right, boom. And that's just the first count. Like it goes on. Here's count 2: sexual trafficking, fraud, coercion. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit. Act 3: transportation for engaged prostitution. This shit goes on and on. This is 14-page indictment. Listen, if you got some times, if you feel like doing some little light reading, it's available for the public. But this is some real, it really looks like some super villain shit. We didn't know he was doing all this when we was dancing to the Benjamins. We were singing "More Money, More Problems." We didn't know. I had to take "Victory," the song "Victory," off my morning playlist. You know, and it's like we didn't know he was doing all this shit behind the scenes. It's like he's living a double life. Yo, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. He thought he told us that he won't stop. Nah, he gonna stop. He gonna stop. It'd be really difficult for me to believe that he's not going to do some serious time. Right. And if I was to make a prediction, I would make a prediction that he would take some sort of plea deal so all this shit doesn't come out. Because if he takes it to trial, we're gonna see shit that happened on the video. We're gonna know everything that's on the videos. We're gonna know the extent. We're gonna know about all the evidence they have. I think he's gonna take some sort of plea deal, unless, of course, he wants to clear his name. Right? He's a prideful dude, man. I mean, to do all this wild shit, you got to be crazy, right? And you can't predict crazy. So he might try to fight this shit, try to clear his name. You know what I'm saying? And but I think it's a rap for him. Anyway, I actually have another video about how I think he went down this path, because you don't start off on some supervillain shit, right? The Joker didn't start off being the fucking Joker, man. He had to work his way up to that shit, right? And I kind of talked about how a lot of people go down these dark paths in a video. And I think sometimes success can make you feel invincible. And that's how people start making mistakes. It's a very interesting video. I went into the psychology of it. Go check it out right now. All right. What do we got here, man? Before we get it.
We have Chino.
What up, Chino?
I'm 24 in construction, making $50K a year. I'm the average motherfucker. How do I stop procrastinating to doing more with my life and getting a higher pay?
Yeah, you know what, man? I have the video's not out yet, but you can watch the different victory talk episode where I broke down goal setting, and I gave you a free Notion template on how to start setting some goals and how to and you know the habit tracker is in that same template. And you got to really just set aggressive goals and plans, right? And then when you make the plans, here's the key: you list out every step of the plan, everyone you could think of. You're probably going to have to add more, and then you put a deadline on every step. And I show you how to do that in that episode. And I gave away a free template. But once you do that, what happens is you'll get more sense of urgency, and then you'll start to get a little bit of a high once you start knocking shit off your list, and you can actually you'll have a visual representation of yourself moving towards your goal faster, right? And you should really check that out. That's going to help you out a lot, Chino.
We don't have super chats, but I want to end the night with some positive comments. We have Rax. I owe my mindset to you, big dog. I'm 22, changing my life around. Mad love. You the one we need.
Come on, man. Shout out to you, Rax.
We have S. Lev. I don't mean to direct attention towards other comments, but your Furious Fat Burner 2 is still the shit. Such a good hit. Thanks, Brandon.
Awesome, man. Yo, man, that's what's up, man. Thank you, brother. Glad you found that helpful.
And then we have G. Cuervo Gold. Brandon's advice is truly life-changing, no doubt.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Shout out to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Listen, guys, this has been another episode of that Victory Talk podcast. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right? Holla at y'all. Peace.